YouTube Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, brought to you in association with the Model Railway YouTube Community Group, MRYCG, connecting the Model Railway community together. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Just search for MRYCG. Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of YouTube Tuesday with me, Jason, here at Barnabas Junction. Good evening to every single one of you. Thanks for joining us. Most of you already probably know, if you're looking at the thumbnail, we're talking static grasses today. Yeah, we're there again with more scenery. If you like your scenery, then this is a type of show for you. So thanks for joining me if you do. I'm going to be turning the camera around in a minute. I've been doing a lot of work on this corner over the new retaining wall, I'll say, the new area that we're working on. Need to get rapidly moving on with this because obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be all part of a competition which is taking place with Scenics. Go over to their Facebook group if you want to know more about that. But it's called Seasons, I think, and I can't remember now, but it's got to involve a footbridge, and I'm just repairing mine because I've gone and broken it. But yeah, so we need to crack on with scenery. I've got a few other things to show you as well regarding what's happening in this corner, about what I've been up to throughout this week. And those of you who are channel members, you will already know what I've been up to. I've been really, really busy doing lots of painting and gluing. More on that in a little later. But first of all, let's do the always usual. And I've adjusted it. It's a little bit slower now, so I can talk about it. So, yes, channel memberships. Thank you very much to every single one of you that have helped to support this channel by being a channel member. For the likes of the Train Freak, Owens Model Railways, Leicester Station and TMD, Flint Hills Model Railway, Jeff Hammond, Valleybrook 2 Model Railway, Crossways Point Junction, Eagle Creek Yard, Ben Fortner, Sparky 107 107, Donegal Dad Rail, Digger Evans Model Railway, Tim's Hobby Desk, Paul Sinek, Containerman 68, Hollybrook Junction, The Growler Blackwood Engage, Simon's Trains Model Railway Showcase, New Durham Junction Model Railway, Stephen Lockhart of Route 7 Railway, Moreland Model Railway, Andy, Jelly McGowan, Partick Hill Station, John A. Dawson, Effingham, Flymo Channel 1, Melvin Feckler, Tim O. Blue Tree Models, Ivor Junction, Chris Jubb of Hernborough 00, and our newest channel member there at the bottom of the list. Thank you very much. Middleport Junction joining us as a channel member, following on from last week's YouTube Tuesday. So they got access to the exclusive channel members group and all channel member postings around social media. So yeah, thank you very much, Middleport, for joining us as a channel member. Highly appreciated. And as always, I hope you enjoy the stay. If you want to become a channel member, there is obviously links in the description and you can find it on the homepage. Just click the join button and choose a level of membership if you're with one that you're happy with. And if you do, thank you very much. Right, so we have got 3 shout outs this week. On this show this week. For the first parts of this series, we've basically been doing shout outs for everybody that's in the chat. So this week, I've had a look at a few channels that have been catching my eye over the past few weeks, and we're going to be giving 3 special shout outs for 3 very tiny channels that really, really need the appreciation and the viewing. Don't forget, we also do the spontaneous giveaway every week on the show. If we reach 50 viewers on the stream, we will stop what we're doing right there and we'll do a giveaway. Where's my bag of goodies? Oh, it's over there at the back. If you can see it, it's there. You can't see what's in it though. We got a bag of goodies and it will be a random prize. Whoever is the winner of a question that will be taking place in the chat, you get the choice of a random lucky dip prize from out of the bag. The bag is going to have to get bigger because there's more stuff yet to get in it. But yeah, you might be a lucky winner. Make sure then you stay posted and get prepared for a possible giveaway competition question. You basically, the first one that answers the question correctly gets then to draw a lucky dip. They can either have the prize sent to them mysteriously, or they can then have it shown on the show and tell. So let's have a look at everybody that's in the stream right now. Let's scroll it back. Ethan Armitage. My uncle is Uncle Ethan Armitage. Good evening to you. The Irish Train Guy. Good evening to you. Hemel Model Railway. Good evening. Brian of Finnerton Central. Good evening. Tim Horry Desk and also Alan Reynolds of Buckland Junction. Good evening to you both. Flymo's in there. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. And Peter Jackson of Cheadle Heath. Good evening. Thanks from Ben of Eagle Creek Railroad. Who else are we saying hello to tonight? Peter Jackson there again saying, hi, Brian. Not sure about lacquer, but hairspray can be used as spray glue for static grass, I think. I'm going to come on to that subject as part of this because there's something I need to let you know about hairspray. Who else have we got in? Mick of Edgley Park Station. Good evening, Mick. Thanks for joining us. Any other names? Chelmsford Junction. Good evening there, Pete. Thanks for joining us. Did I say someone saying hi to Northern Rails? Oh, yes, there he is. Craig of Northern Rails 44. Craig of WW Scenics. Steve of Route 7 Railway. Good evening to you. Who else have we got in Smallwood Junction? Hello to you. Clive Cabold. Good evening, Clive. Ivor Junction's in. Good evening, Jason, and good evening to everybody, he says. 4 weeks to go, says Northern. Oh, 4 weeks to go. Oh, no. I've got so much to do. Digger Evans is in. Yeah, had to watch the members live on Catch Up. Effingham in. Good evening, Effingham. He says evening all. Evening to you. Anybody else not said hello to? What's this now? Simon. Barnabas. Carrying on from a conversation with members Monday yesterday. Tried 1080p on my phone and not 4K. Edit without rendering, which is good. No 4K filming. It's going to be at Wally. There you go. Much simpler and easier. And obviously, it doesn't take as long to save or upload. Valleys 56. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for having me. Your channel is amazing, says the Irish Train Guy. You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us. CSX Rensville. Good evening to you. Bangor Junction, Carl. Hi, Jason and all and one. Thank you for joining us. Everyone's saying hello to one another. Yes, and check out each other's as well. Make sure you might find you're not subscribed to one or more of these channels, so do check them out. Right, so we're going to be talking static grasses. Now, you know what static grasses I use. It's all the mainly the 99% WW Scenics products. There is a few other products that I do use as well, but mainly I kind of like using the WW Scenics static grasses, and I've got a very wide variety of stuff. So pretty much what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using different grasses, a big mixture of length of grasses, types of grasses, grades of grasses, and we're going to be literally throwing it all on here and mix and matching it all because no grass is the same. Different weathers create different patching and grasses, dead grass. You can have well green areas. You can have old grass. You can have long grass in different areas. So pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to be experimenting in covering this front area here in a lot of different grasses. See what different contextures we can get. And also, depending on whereabouts on this bit of land, it will depend on whether it's more overgrown or more well kept. So it's going to be chop and change as we go. There is certain areas where I'm definitely going to be having some really long static grasses, but there's certain areas I want to keep quite nicely trimmed because I've got some further plans for other stuff in a certain area. So stay with me on it all. Good evening, Crossways Point Junction. Saying hello to everyone. That's unfortunate, Tim. Be nice to see you again. Finniston Central. I can't make any real island trips this side of Christmas, but yes, you are doing your own. Looking forward to this. Right up my street, says Northern. Oh, hopefully. So I'll spin the camera around so you can see what I've been up to and what we're planning. So there's been some big changes since last week. So here we go. Voila, we have a mud mountain. I have all that old rock face has now completely disappeared. I'm just going to move the camera back a fraction so you can get a more wider view. So there we go. That's the area we've got to work with today. It's quite a large area. So in front of the tunnel face now, all the way up to this track edge, beyond here, all the way into this corner now. This is all fully sculptor molded. Still a little tiny bit soft because it's not been very warm up here, obviously, because of the colder weather. So it's taken a while, but I did paint this straight away, which I'm thinking might have been a bit of a mistake because it's kind of sealed it and stopped it from drying out as fast as I would have hoped to. I don't want to be using any heat products to dry it out because it will crack, and then it doesn't look as good. But I can tell you now, I haven't done, a lot of people would say sculpt one. Yeah, you have to sculpt it and get it nice and smooth. I've not done that. I've left this quite lumpy, except here, there's just a bit more of a flatter area just here. But around these edges and around here, I've left it rather lumpy because natural land is lumpy. It's not smooth, in fact, there's a bit of softness. It's not super smooth. So I've left it quite lumpy. And also there's a bit of a embankment just there as well. Now, as well as this, there will be some additional bit of mounding going on here because the footbridge I'm putting on needs to be a little bit raised up a little bit higher. But I'm going to do that after a static grass because then I want to get this whole area all done. So fingers crossed, we will get this whole area done tonight. I know it's a large area, but really static grassing does not take that long. Let's have a look at the chat. Everyone's just chatting to each other. Wow, no small step. What's that there in regards to? Jason, I'm selling up my Engage exhibition layout, says Pete of Chelmsford Junction. Are you going back to 00? That is a good question. No more squishy rock face, indeed, Simon. Yes, it's all gone. It's still underneath here, though, because I used that as the foundation to sit this on, so it wasn't having to put too much stuff on. I'm allergic to static grass. I lose my cool, but my friend Mark, aka Captain Static, does it all for me. Anyone want to buy an Engage layout to see Pete? Yeah. Honestly, it looks good. Thank you very much. We all like our ladies lumpy too. Sorry, Tim. You'll have real dripping water in the tunnel. You'll have real dripping water. Yeah, I did think about whether that had actually dripped down, but thankfully it wasn't too soggy. The sculptor mold, it's nice, and it was quite thick texture, so it didn't drip through. Oh, fingers crossed. Thank God for that. Picture is a 10 foot by 2 foot depot layout. No, he's leaving the hobby, says Chelmsford. Oh, such a pity. Breaks down into 2 sections. Right, so before we crack on, last week, was it last week? Yeah, we did the build of that caravan. Well, I say I've been super busy all week getting things done with caravans. So I'm just going to move, before we get cracking on this, I'm just going to move the camera to this back area because, sorry about the wobbleness. get it in position. So there we go. That's the area. You can see the area that initially mapped out for the caravans to be in that direction, but since decided that they're going to go in this direction. So what have I been doing? Well, let's show you. Here we go. Caravan number 1. Haven't I been busy? Caravan number 1. That's the larger one. It's the Prestige Luxury model. The roof isn't attached yet because I've got to do some work with the interior, but that will come in time. And still in progress, we have Caravans 2 and 3. Let's move them up into position. There we go. So we've got 3 caravans, all painted up. Now, the reason why I've been really super busy is because I had some really big problems with the paint. If some of you might remember, last week I mentioned using these to spray them. Well, I'll advise you now, forget it. It's absolute rubbish. Forget that. Don't bother using this on plastic model kits. It's utter rubbish and it takes absolutely forever to dry. So after spraying them, I was like, nah. So I had to strip him back down again, start again, and then I painted them with, I'll grab them, make sure I grab the right ones, all the different paints used. Yeah, that one, and that one. And also grab that and grab that. I've left the brown downstairs. Right. So these caravans, the bodies, they were all painted with Tamiya acrylic paint. It is code XF75. And that is, in fact, no, no. Am I lying? Hang on a second. I might be lying. Was it that one? I might be wrong, actually. That's for a different one. No, it wasn't. Forget what I just said. It was... Oh, yes, it was. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm losing track now which one's which, because I've used it for something else. No, that's the right. Ignore what I just said. It was this one, XF55. Deck Tan. That's what was used for the body of them. The body of this one was XF71. And that is Cockpit Green Tamiya paint. And the window and door frames were XF24. Dark grey. So there were the 3 colours that we used. And the roofs were which I've left downstairs, were the Revel black paint that's shown last week. I can't remember the number. But yeah, they're all the roofs. And I think they are looking absolutely smashing. I also, the hooks, towing hooks there, you can see at the end, I've painted them with this number 91 Revel. That is an enamel, so I created a shiny look, metal paint. And I've also since done these. Now, I did question people yesterday. These are for these caravans, and they are the steps that go up to them. I'll bring you in for a closer look in a moment. Just put 2 of them out for now. They are fiddly because I'm trying to do it left-handed. So apologies while I just put my arm in front of the camera. Let's take you for a closer look. without getting the shadow. That decking obviously goes right up against there. The glazing was the hardest part to get in these. Now those two there, I've not yet done the glazing on those two. That is my next job. I like the look of the deck tan ones, yes. Very real. I've been looking at some real pictures of static caravans and tried my best to match the colour schemes on some of them. So that is what I have been super busy all week with this week, sorting these caravans out, getting ready to be on the board, because I had to get them done because they were holding me back on the next part of this build, because I need to map out where the platforms are that these are going to be sat on, yeah, to get them down for the concrete bases to sit on, to then paint the bases, which are going to be the grey, for these to sit on, and then I can do the scenics, the grassing all around them, and get the road in. So you can see it's been essential because to get these done, so I know exactly where they go. But yeah, 3 caravans. Still not 100% certain which way round they'll go. Where they'll do it. I really want the doors on that side. Whether they'll be that way, I'm not sure. They look like offices that way around, but now more than likely they will be this way around, or maybe them two could be that way. I don't know. I'm going to be doing a lot of checking and changing, see how it goes. But yeah, looking absolutely stunning. Really am pleased with the work on those. Right, so yeah, so I've been super busy with all that. The windows, this one, just quickly, this one, see how it's frosted? I did that on purpose to show the bathroom window. That was attached with super glue, because super glue makes glazing go frosted. The others are clear, because that was using this stuff to stick it. It is Revel Contact Clear. It's a bit like a PVA, but extremely super adhesive. Right, so before I forget, let's get everything out of the way. And have a look at the chat, because we're going to do something we haven't done for a while next. Remember, if we hit the 50 watches, we will do that giveaway. So let's have a look at what people are saying in the chat. Northern says, let us know your mix of colours. I will do. I'll announce the different colours as we go. Hi all, watching on TV whilst getting my layout ready for the show on Saturday, says Jeff. Also says, great stuff. Jason, where did you get them from there? Links, if you go back to last week's video, Brian, the links are in the description of last week's live stream, YouTube Tuesday, for those kits. Hi campers. Craig. If you're renting out those vans, I'd book van 1 for the first week in June. Yeah, taking bookings now. Look and sound solid. They are. They are absolutely solid. We have buttons gold, silver, and bronze holiday packages on this holiday site. Says Tim. Evening all. Chris Jubb joining us. Need access to the caravan site. The access will be via a road from the rear of the layout. They take about a week to drive fully. Yeah. Northern 40. Is that because you booked through the Sun £10 deal? They dry lighter mind. No, actually, surprisingly, the paints have dried slightly darker than what they show on the jars. The colours are quite accurate, Jason, says CSX. Thank you very much. Taking a lot of thought and a lot of reading into and a lot of assistance from a few people. Yes, I like that one better. Evening, Bernie. Everyone's saying nice finish. Where did they come from? Does the site have a bar, Tim? This site will have a bar of some sort. Helping me too. Got to have a bar. Excellent work, Jason. Caravans look superb, says Ivor. Thank you very much. And like a mowed lawn between the caravans then. Yes, indeed it will be. Very, very well-kept grass around the caravans, with exception for the area where the vehicles will obviously drive on, making it a little bit worn down. Glue and glaze should dry clear. What kits are these? Brian, check out the links in last week's channel stream. Yes, Mick says the links are under last week's stream. Good evening, everyone. To Crossway says Ivor. Jason, did you mention what the caravan kits are? Yes, I did. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I say check out last week's stream description. DWR Buckley, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Just like linked a pic in MRYCG of this live stream. Thanks, Tim. Finishing going to have Babs with and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4. Yeah, there will be some campers on there doing the stuff, and no, it won't be a nudist camp. It's going to be family friendly. Right, so we mentioned obviously about what grasses we're going to be using. So let's have a look what I have got, because I have got loads, and they're in 2 different places, so bear with me. Right, I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm moving out of this box. Stuff not needed because it's not grass. So lichen I don't want. Don't need that yet. Okay. So let's have a look what we have got. 2 mil summer, 10 mil autumn. We've got 6 mil summer. We've got 4 mil summer. I like this summer, don't I? What else have we got here? We have got more. Hang on. We've got 4 mil muddy. We've got 6 mil autumn. We've got 4 mil patchy. And we've got lots of bushes and stuff that fell out of the bag. Hang on. Rightio, just clearing a space to find out everything, because everything seems to have tipped out of its packets. That's flock. What's that? We've got summer flowers, 2 mil. Anything else? That's flock. What else we got? These are scatters. Those will be used at some point. That's a flock. Yeah, that's a flock. That's going to be trees. There's a flock. Right, just checking now then. So it looks like that is all my grasses in this box out. Typically how me start the ballast is tipped out, but never mind. Right, so there is a good mixture of grasses that we've got all lined up there. So we're going to be using a big mixture of these. So we have got a lot of the same. So we've got, those are all summer. We'll put them together. 2, 4 and 6. Autumn, we've got 6 and 10. And then we've got muddy, patchy and summer flowers. Let's have a look at the chat. Good to hear, mate. Well, chuff. Did I just see someone saying hi? Well, chuffed. Yes, evening all. Will be. There might be some dodgy characters, but good evening. Cheers, Rick, for joining us. Just get rid of the notifications. Right. So, what are we going to use to secure all this stuff down? Well, we're going to be using a mixture of products. No, we don't want the IPA. But I have also got some of that Mod Podge. We've got the layering spray, because we're going to be talking about how to layer all these different stuff. Oh, there's me. I wonder where that is. On my super glue activator. So I like to use a mixture of stuff. Now this Mod Podge, I've never used this before. Water-based sealer, glue and finish. So we might. Does anybody else use Mod Podge? Is it any good for gluing stuff down? Never used it before. I've managed to get that as a freebie actually. Right, so move the static grass layering spray. Not got much. I haven't got any basing glue, but I have got PVA, which I suppose I could use. Don't really want to be using my fast tack glue, so I'll grab my PVA. And good old school PVA. Neat stuff. We'll be using that. Need something to apply it, to smooth it out. Never prepared, never properly prepared. Let me get a brush or a sponge or something to smooth it out. That might do it. Now, I put all my paintbrushes to be cleaned. I've got a lot of paintbrushes which I've left to dry, so I've got to get them cleaned. La-di-da-dee. See what if I've got any other large brushes I have there. I could use that one actually. Let me just dry it out. Ooh. Put them in there, out of the way so they don't get damaged. Right. Just give that a wipe. Just basically a brush, doesn't matter if it's cue the lift music. I've seen Mod Podge used on various YouTube channels, usually watered down. Feels like there is static interference. It might be, possibly. I think it's YouTube in itself, actually. Been doing it a lot recently, I've noticed. You can hear a bit of crackling now and then, do you? Not sure what the cause is. Or is it basically a bit of a joke? Right, so let's get physical. Oh, I should need to shut up talking music, aren't I? No, then what have I missed? Just been on to the boss, Martin. Oh, is he asked making sure you behave? Because is he still on holiday? So let's go and get dirty with the PVA. That should be enough to spread out over the entire area. Yes. Oh, it's just stopped. Is that the crackling? Stop now. I've just moved my microphone. Might have been where its position was. Let's now paint this area in this glue. Spread out the glue. Now, my first layering, a lot of people like to do it in certain areas to quite patchy, but my first layer, I always get the base layer on. All over. And then do the patching up later. That's where the layering comes in. Now, there's no ballast on that track yet because obviously that was taken up. That's got to be reballasted, but I'm going to do that after this grassing is done. Get right up to this bridge arch. We'll come back to do the other side afterwards. Just make sure it's right, well spread out. Need to get some actual basing glue as soon as. So that is better. It is better than PVA, but it's still good. PVA is still adequate, but just takes a lot longer to dry. So that's quite nicely spread. Got a nice good covering on there. What's everyone saying? Tony Hart moment. I've used Mod Podge Lustre for ripples on water. I've got some deluxe water ripple actually. That's going to be done. Northern Why does was basically come out blue. It doesn't. I've never known basically to come out blue. Right, that has got a nice covering on it now. Look at the chat. Mod Podge Matte is the one I've seen used as opposed to the other version. Is this the Mod Podge? Oh, look, that's the gloss one. Yeah, I've seen the matte one as well. Mine doesn't. The term grass will stand better in basing glue. Right, got you. Understand now. Now, excuse me. Because this is a basing area, because we're going to be talking about the layering of these static grasses. If I'm doing this from memory now, from the master, Martin the Master, we'll call him. And I might be wrong, I might be right, but I think I'm right in saying it's better to start with smaller grasses first and then build up the layers of the larger grasses on top. Now, I'm going to be mixing different grasses together instead of putting the straight green on because I want it to be a different blend. Yeah, the two. Yeah, I was right. My memory served me right. Always start with the smaller grasses first. Smaller grasses first. Yeah. So we'll go on. We're going to. I'm just going to let that settle for a moment because I think it's time for the first of today's shout outs. Right then, so the first shout out for today. Now, I say these shout outs today that we're doing are channels with very, very small, very, very low subscriber counts, but they deserve much more. And the first one, I thought I'd give this as a bit of a special honor, as they are the newest channel member, and that is obviously Middleport Junction, currently sitting on 51 subscribers. So these are really low subscribed channels. Middleport Junction. So thank you very much, Middleport, obviously, for joining up as a channel member. Let's have a look at his About section. And the About section says, a new build model railway in Engage, based around the Potteries. So, yeah, it's around my area, Middleport being an area just up the road from myself. Follow my journey and progress building the layout from scratch. So, yeah, it's a very local layout, local scene to myself. So, it's on the Middleport is actually on the Crewe to Stoke line. Around Utrory and all that lot area of along the A500. Middleport, you've got there's a station just there. That's not called Middleport, but there is another more area. But Middleport is like Burslem area, between Burslem and Tunstall area of Potteries. So yeah, really looking forward to watching more on this channel. And he has to say, they have become a channel member last week. So I had chosen this channel to be a shout out in the past, but especially for you then this week, because you did become a channel member last week, I am doing this as a first shout out of the show tonight. So we're looking at, it was on 51 subscribers, already looking at a refresh there, 56. So check out a channel. Do check out a channel. When you do, obviously click on the subscribe button. Interact with your channel by dropping the messages on their videos, giving them some thumbs up, so let all that shebang, you know what the score is, and make sure you click on the bell and then select all on the bell notifications to make sure you don't miss any notifications of any uploads from any videos you subscribe to. And his latest video was actually 7 hours ago, approximately 7 hours ago, and it's because he is also entering the WWS competition, and he talks about what he's doing regarding a bridge on his build for that competition. So check out his channel, give it some thumbs up, give it a subscribe. Please do. It really, really deserves plenty of subscribers. And if you're watching this after the live stream, then please do get on there. There will be links going in to the top area of the video for you to click on if you are watching the replay later to check out that channel. So yes, Middleport Junction, you are today's first shout out of the show. There we go. Thank you very much to Digger and Flymo getting the links in there. Good tip, says Finnerton. Did indeed have no fun in this week. Did a vlog at home, but the cat took over. Cats always take over, don't they? Heath Mod Podge gloss is for water areas and Mod Podge matte for other areas. I got that for free on a voucher, so I was quite chuffed with that. I wasn't born until 76. Cover the track first. Yeah, better add, better add. Put something over that, but I won't be. In fact, no, I don't really, because there's no glue on the track. I don't really need to worry about it, so it's going to get hoovered off anyway. And it's a DC line, so it's not powered and there's nothing on it. All right, subscribe to Finnerton. Just sub says GWR. Sub says Peter. Dylan Shepherd. Good evening, Dylan. Thanks for joining us. I do enjoy Engage, but I won't be going back to it, says Tim. Yeah, you've done a few gauges. You've done 000, 009, and N, haven't you? Just doing lads spelling. Hey, the fun and games of schoolwork. So yeah, Middleport Junction, today's first shout out of the show. We're already 40 minutes. We'll get straight into a second one very soon. So, right, don't forget, I'm going to be telling you something about hairspray soon. So don't go anywhere about that. Remember, as always, if we hit the 50 viewer mark, we will launch a instant competition. Right, so where have I put it? I put it down somewhere. There it is. 2 mil summer then going in first into the pot. We'll give that a good mixture. But what I'm going to do, I don't want it to be pure green. So when you're doing your static grasses, not everything, unless you're doing a bowling green, the perfect bowling green, you wouldn't theoretically put all of it being the same. So I'm actually going to add in a bit of 4 mil muddy as well into the first sprinkle. Just a good pinch, 4 mil muddy. And I'm also going to add some 4 mil patchy. So it creates a varied mixture of textures. Now I'm only putting a little bit of that in because I'm going to be concentrating on certain areas that are very patchy on this. So we've got a good mixture in there of all the different types. Get the lid back on. I'm just going to give that a shake up because I don't want it to, let's mix it all up. That's all nicely mixed up now in there. There's a couple of balls actually. We'll just break them balls up. If you want to, you can get a deballer from Scenics as well, which gets rid of your balls of static grass. That's better. Right, let's move this out of the way so I've got area to work with. Right, and again, I recognise that I was just going to get to that. Hello, Tim. Great to see you, Tim. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Split Rock as well. Good evening to you. Yes, again, Tim of Tim's Hobby Desk. He very, very generously last year, I think it was last year, was it now, donated me this for the show, for doing the show, and it's the Pico Static Grass Applicator, which is, in fact, it's the same as the WW Scenics because it's the same one. But yeah, as always, this has been an absolute godsend, Tim. So again, thank you so much for donating this over. It has been so helpful. So helpful. Trevor Stobbs, good evening, Trev. Great stream. Good to have you here. So we've let that just dry off. It makes it go a bit more tacky. It just helps to, for, like I said about the making it stick a bit more, because PVA is a lot more runnier than basing glue. So it's always good, get it down, let it set, basically film over a bit, so where we get it stick on. And remember, you do not need to stick a pin in the glue. That's completely a complete myth. So powering on, we are live. Now I know you can secure it to the side if you wanted to, but I like to keep hold of the pin. So here we go. First cover, tip it over, and we just give it a shake, and we let it go absolutely everywhere. And it's looking the bee's knees. I can see it coming out beautifully. A good, nice mixture. Make sure it gets absolutely everywhere. That is a really nice mixture of the different colours. Remember, because of the angle, the 2mm will fall out a lot faster. And we can go thicker in certain areas. And that is our first layer. Now it looks a bit patchy, that's because it is. That's the glue soaking through. Now the reason why it's pooling, that's where it's pooling, because that will create a more patchy effect where the glue, the PVA, has pooled. And I said I'm going to be concentrating on a bit more patchy area. Well, that's the plan. Nice shades. Let's take it in for a bit of a closer look. Let's take it right in, right above. So there you go. You can see the pooling. Yeah? See that pooling area? We've used pretty much all of that. I'm just going to add a little tiny bit more. So you're in front of the camera. As I say, I don't want it to be perfectly kept. I think we're pretty much empty. That was a nice amount that was in there. And it can be as thick as you wish. And I can see that grass is sticking up really nicely. Turn that off. Let me grab the camera, and you can get a good view along its edge. Have I just put the light on? Here I have, sorry. You see it sticking up. And I think that is actually very, because of the mixture of the colours, it has given a good effect of different shadings. To be honest, I don't think the camera really gives it justice. Now we're going to just let that settle a bit. I'll put the camera back up. New Durham Junction, good evening. He's on his Ollie Bobs in Blackpool. The Plumber 33, good evening to you as well. Thanks for joining us. Currently on 39 viewers. Nice shade, says Northern. Yes. Anyone selling an applicator? I couldn't take your little pal. Looking good, Jason, says Middleport. Thank you. Hello all from Blackpool, says New Durham. Barnabas Digger, Flymo, Split Rock, GWR, Middleport. What's up? The sky. The night sky. Whatever else saying. Rightio. How was the Chinese, Craig? Says Trev. Always had a Chinese. Timber. Good evening, Timber. Missed you coming in. So we've got a good texture of colours. Now, certain areas are going to be super longer than others. So we're going to have a lot of extra longer grasses around here, especially along this edge here. Yeah. So we're going to be working on longer grasses. Now this is where the layering comes in. And you can layer this straight immediately. You don't have to wait. I'm just moving the camera so you can see the side better. So we'll look from above. Obviously, it's in a bit of a shadow there. There we go. Right. So, as the applicator is it empty? Pretty much empty. It's got a couple of balls left in it. So we'll just tip them into my tub. Always put your spare grasses all together in a tub. And then use that as wild land stuff afterwards. Never waste any scenery products as best as you can. When I hoover up the excess off this, it goes into my little hoover, which then I reuse. Right, so we're going to go. We've got the summer, so we've got the base layer is in there. We've got a bit of patchy, a bit of muddy, but now I don't want to stick with my summer. I'm going to go towards my autumn colours, and we've got. I've got two sizes of autumn. We've got 6mm autumn. Let's see if I can get that in camera. 6mm autumn, and we've got 10mm autumn. Now, the 10mm struggles a bit on this particular applicator, but I have had some success with it. But we're going to start with 6mm. We're going to build this up. I could go straight 10mm, but I don't want the entire area to be thick in 10mm. We're going to build, as it says, build it up in layers. So this, surprisingly, this is quite lumpy. It's a lot of. I know it's the longer the grasses, the more balled up they end up. Now, because I've hardly used any of this, because of the atmosphere it's been in, it has balled up quite a bit into a bit of a chunk. Another top tip. Thank you very much, Brian. Cakes are better than layers. So should our static grass. Dove from above. Now I don't need much because I'm only doing this small area. Now for this, obviously we're going to be layering. Let me just move the camera. We're going to be layering this. So we're going to be using the WW Scenics Static Grass Layering Spray. This is great stuff so that you can carry on building up your static grasses, I say, in a layer. It is expensive stuff, but it does last a long time. You don't need to use much of this. Now, here comes a big tip. Now, Brian, you mentioned about hairspray. Yes, you can use hairspray, but Peter Jackson, 10mm, does that equate to 2.5 foot in 00? Probably, yeah. Hairspray. Now, you can use hairspray, but hairspray disintegrates over a short period of time. It does not sustain its stickiness, so you need to use it with something else. Hairspray is a low bond adhesive for hair to keep it stiff, but it does disintegrate over time, unlike this stuff. This is liquid glue in a spray can. Hairspray isn't a glue. It does evaporate. It does disappear. So if you're using hairspray on scenics, after time, those scenics, the grasses and that you've used, will eventually start to fall off. It will become loose and it'll lose its adhesiveness. So it will fall off. So on a short-term basis, hairspray is okay. But what you need is a proper product just like this. I'm not endorsing it or anything like that. It's just because I use it and I find it the best product ever. I have tried hairspray and I've not had very good successful results with it. But with this, you've seen the results for yourself on this layout. You know you got a good product. Good on the arithmetic there. 3.5mm to a foot. Thank you very much, the plumber. Mine still holds very well 3 years later. All right. So yeah, bear in mind, it's not long-term. It's not a good long-term product, but you can use it. I'm not saying you shouldn't. It's up to you if you want to. If that's what you want to use. So it is a rattle can, so please ignore the noise. 10 and 12 mil is a challenge, says Split Rock. Jason, did I hear you correctly that you try hairspray? I haven't got any hair. No, I've tried hairspray as for static grassing. I have tried it in the past with very, very poor results. But yeah, I couldn't really use it today, could I? Yeah. So before we do the layering, I think we'll do the next show shout out. Right, and the next show shout out tonight is for a channel that's currently only sitting on 32 subscribers. Unbelievably only on 32 subscribers. How can that be? And I can confirm that person is actually that owns this channel is in the chat tonight. Excuse me. The channel for shout out number 3 is Mick of Edgeley Park Station. Mick, you are tonight's shout out number 2. Number 2. And just looking at your cover picture. Nice one. Mick of Edgeley Park Station, currently sitting on 32 subscribers. Model trains is his hobby. Excellent stuff. Mick's train room. He invites you to his train room to talk all about model railways. Currently sitting on 32. Let's refresh. Come on. So yeah, check out his channel. His latest video is called Let There Be Light. I've not watched it yet, Mick, but I will watch it very soon. But fantastic layout, and it definitely needs to be checked out from everybody. Lots of scenery going on with the builds and the station. Looking good. I do like your lighting that you've been using for the station area. So yeah, check it out. Got vintage layout going on with some DMUs, and obviously everyone has a Flying Scotsman pretty much. But please check out Mick of Edgeley Park Station. He is inviting you to Mick's train room, his engine shed. That is shout out number 2 for tonight's show. Please do subscribe if you like what you see. Remember, as always, click on the bell, select all notifications, and interact with any channel that you are subscribed to, either by a comment on the latest video or give them some thumbs ups, or even have a look through all their videos, especially ones you might particularly find very interesting. Give it a big thumbs up. That is shout out number 2, Mick of Edgeley Park Station. Rightio. Thanks, Jason says, no, you're very welcome. I will sub later, says Timber. Word Trev. That's okay. Brian, very nice layout. Mick says Digger, 33, and he's a Liverpool fan, so it's a yeah from me. I thought it would be, Trev. Brian, I used a matte varnish aerosol. It works well. Thanks, Jason. Evening, Mark Wilson. Good evening to you. Oh, we're edging up. We're on 42 viewers. Charleston Eastgate. Greetings from you. I'm usually at work right now, so a rare chance for me to join the stream. We'll hold on in there. We're on 42 viewers. Once we hit 50, we will be doing a competition. I've not even thought what the question's going to be yet, so I better start thinking, haven't I? Right. Go on, cap. On you get. Why is the cap not going on? There we go. It's on now. Sorry, me putting it on lopsided. So that is actually now beginning. That PVA, you can. It's actually funny enough. When watching the camera, this is darkening up as we've been doing this. It's not the shadow. I'm just going to move that over so it's not in the way. Right. So I want to be focusing on a particular area, definitely right up against this edge. up against here. We're going to be building this up, but we want to be building it up quite high here, and then it being slowly graduating back down to the 2 mil. So we're going to be doing a certain area of the 4, and then we'll come back with the 10 and do that really right up against this. Right, so layering spray. And you know when you've just about put enough on, where you see the grass starting to get the little speckles on it. Right. Back with the applicator now, before that's, because it does dry quite quick, that's layering spray. And now with the 6, I need to really tip over this to get it to come out and give it a good shake. And it's coming out, I can see it. Yeah, there it is. And it's coming out really nice and patchy as well. And it's really nice and sticking up, this is. There we go. That is looking good. Just a bit more just there, if we've got some water free, just there. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Ooh. So now emptied, that was hardly any left. That was a good amount. What did I use? 6 mil autumn. So the leftover, we're going to put that back into the packet. Clean out the tub. Don't want to waste any. There we go. Jason, you should do a comparison video on hairspray, lacquer and layering. Good idea, actually. Yes, that would be a good idea. So I'll just take you down now so you can see if it'll focus. Come on. Yeah, you can see there. There you go. You can see there. That's the area. That's the area not been done there. And that's the area with the 6 mil. You can see where it's rising up to a thicker grass. So we're getting a thicker grass right up to there. I'm going to give you an overview. If you look, you can see the darker area there that I've done with the 6. Because this area, I want to try and keep this a little bit thinner. So we're blending the higher grasses into the thinner grasses. Right, so we now need to go to the 10. So I'm going to get the 10 mil. Now you can get a lot of different lengths of the different grasses. Now, I have got 6 mil summer, but I didn't want to use that one. I'm going to use the 10 mil. What have I got? 10 mil. I've only got the 10 mil autumn, but I don't need to put much of this in because I'm going pretty much just up to the edge. Now, this 2-foot grass, hard to dodge the dog poop because where this really longer grass is going to be, this is going to be quite brambly. There's obviously going to be a lot of bushes and stuff going in amongst this as well. So this isn't going to be all a grassy area. It's going to be a lot of bushes. There's going to be the odd tree just poking out as well amongst it all. Lots and lots of scenics. So if I just I'm just grabbing this now. There's the 10 mil. You can see how long it's like strands of hair. This stuff is really long. So this is what makes it a bit difficult to come out the gauze. But I have actually had some success with this. I've used the 10mm. Funny enough, I've used the 10mm on my homemade one, which is a really fine applicator, gauze, I mean. And it's actually worked on that. So I know it works on this. So we've done the 6. We've used the layering spray. And what do you do? Well, you're layering. So now I need to apply more layering spray, but not to the same area, but a small area, which I need to concentrate around here and just along this track edge here and along this area. So more just along the edge. So you don't need much. Just as soon as you start seeing it go white, you know you've just about got enough on there. And here we go with the 10. Now you have to tip it right up for this. Yeah, and it's coming out. Now you won't see the true results until you get to hoover off the excess. That's actually coming out really well. You just have to give it a lot more shake. Oh yeah, that's looking splendid. Yeah, I can see the differences. It's quite overgrown now. I think I just see, just by doing that, hovering that over, any grasses that are not quite sticking up will rise. Let me show you. Now I'm going to try and do this. Very, very difficult this is going to be. All right, so bear with me. See if you can see this. I can see it with my eye. Can you see the grass moving? It's lifting it up. Making it rise up. I'm going to turn that off now. And let's show you that 10mm. You really get the idea of the thickness of that grass. Really overgrown. You can see the contrast now from the thinner to the 6 and then over to the 10. That's layering. Static grass layering. Whoops, sorry. Just turning the camera around. So you get a better view. And that's how I do the layering. Let's have a look at the chat. Let's go back to where I was up to. Charleston ever saying hi to Charleston. NASA is live. Peace out, everyone, says the plumber. I've been subbed to Mick. Bell also on. Greetings, Flymo. Well deserved, Mick. Thanks, Digger. I will give it a go. Nice. Yes, a nice enlightening video. Nice stuff, Mick. Jason, you should do a comparison video. Yeah, I might actually do that. Get just a sheet of board and show the differences. 2-foot grass, hard to dodge the dog poop. Yeah, Barnabas, your camera isn't particularly sharp. It isn't when I'm moving stuff around, but this is a very high definition. I'm only streaming in 720, so if you're not able to see the image properly, make sure your YouTube settings are set to 720. Default, it's usually 144. But when I try and do close-ups, it does struggle. J. Poole Anderson, good evening. I avoided Tim. It's got a bit of fresh static grass on it. Have I got any? Let me just give that camera a wipe. Make sure there's no grass on it. Fine, how are you? Mark Wilson, interesting. Do you not stick the nail with the clip into the hill? No, that is a myth. You do not need to stick anything into what you're static grassing, because you're actually creating the charge above the grass, not in the fluids below. That when people tell you need to stick a nail into the scenics or into whatever you're applying static grass, that is an absolute myth. You do not need to do that. I struggle to do static grass. You seem to be hovering it near the applicator. Is that a better way? Yeah, absolutely. Just hold the clip near the cap. That creates the static charge between the grasses and the clip. If the pitch, maybe that's it. If the picture looks blurred, click on set. Thank you very much, Brian. Just hold it near it. I found it works well. 720 is available. That does look like real patchy rough grass, says Peter. Thank you very much. Obviously, it's going to change as it develops. There's going to be more going on this. There's going to be a lot of scenics as well. Got a lot of bushes and stuff. A good effect. It does look good. I've made some progress on my railway shed, says Charleston to Bernie. That's a good layering. Thank you very much. Very nice banner. But personally, I would go for the lighter greens. I think they tend to look more realistic. Depends. It all depends on the area. Now, I'm trying to do very much of an overgrown, woody look, so it would be quite darkish. But there is a mixture. I'm using different mixtures of grasses. I'm using Summers, which is a light green. This is a light green, very light green. You can't really see it on here, but it's in the bag. This is very, very quite a light green. But I've also used a mix of the autumn, which is a darker one, and I've used the muddy and patchy. Now it's pretty much the same way I've done everything, and it gives, in my opinion, it gives a more of a realistic look. I say if you want to do what's called a bowling green effect, then I would recommend going for a nice bright one tone of grass like the summer. That would be the more beneficial grass to use. My chat's just jumped. I approve of static grass. James Pet, sorry, good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. He says, I approve of static grass. Absolutely, I approve of it too. Fantastic. I can see it on full screen. It says fly mode. It does look good. Good effect. Where was I? There we go. Shelton, that's good to hear. Have you done any videos? Brian, videos that remind me, not sure to do a live update or not. Northern, I have to say the colours don't show well on camera. Agree. 100% agree. I will post for the channel members. I'll do some photographs after tonight's stream, and I'll show them better for you guys, so you'll get a proper decent look of the colours, and I'll post one picture for the channel community tab. I wonder whether anyone here is actually modelling a bowling green. Well, I'm going to be, kind of, where I do the caravans, because that is going to be bowling green cut grass. Shelson, I've just subbed to you, says Crossways. Digger says, this grass looks very effective. And James says, thank you, good evening to Barnabas. Quick drink. In fact, what I'll do is I'm just going to, you have to excuse the mess. I'm just going to pan the camera around to my work area. This here is some static grass that I used when I first started doing static grassing. This isn't WW Scenic stuff. This, I can't remember what the brand was, but it will be getting changed because I don't like it anymore. And let's see if I can get it to focus. This camera, there we go. It's just, you can see it's flattened out. I wasn't really it was my very first static grass and it didn't work very well. But I'm going to be improving this. But if you look, if I can get it to do it, you'll see different. Come on, focus. It's not going to focus, is it? Doesn't like me going close up with things. There we go. You can see the different colours in there. There was like a reddy colour, and I wasn't a fan of that in the end. But this is much better. There you go. Now, when the layering spray dries out, see them like little shiny droplets, like dewdrops? You can see the grass static there. How much it stands up. How sticky up that is there. Look at that. You can see it now. Yeah, sticking up quite well, that, isn't it? So yeah, if I try and go really close, it might go blurred, but you might get a better view of the colours. So apologies for the blurriness, because it's trying to focus on the back of the layout. I'm trying to get it to focus on the colours. The quality of the video imagery does not give the colours justice at all. So yeah, it is a lot greener. It's a lot more. It's a lot better. And bearing in mind, there's a lot of wet PVA underneath here, so you can see where the whiteness is here. That will dry clear, and the underneath, the brown of the basing underneath, which you can just see there, that will kind of show through, so it will make it look a more earthy look. Give it a more earthy look. And there will be, I'm still going to be adding a few more, especially around here. We're going to be adding a bit more muddy and patchy. In fact, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to add a bit more patchy around that area there. Around this. I've got to find a way of hiding it. If anyone's got any recommendations on how to hide that. And don't say cut it out, because that is no chance. It's holding my roof up. So I'm just getting the excess out of the tub. There we go. Fasten that up. Don't use much of the 10 at all. It's only very sparsely used. But when I do these hillsides here between these tracks, I'm going to be using a lot of 6 and 10 mil there. That's what I've got it mainly for. Right. Hi, I must have nodded off. What have I missed? Invisible paint, paint it green. No, good paint green. I did think about painting it the same blue as this to make it like blend in. Don't know. Could paint some of it green and then some of it blue. We'll see. Jason, while the layering spray is still wet, sprinkle a bit of coarse turf in various places. Makes good weeds. Really? Have I got coarse turf? Yeah, I have. I'm sure I have. I've got some jar. I've got there. There's some Javis 2 mil static grass summer mix. Got that as well. There's only a little, that's a lot lighter. A lot lighter. What else have we got here? I've got a dark green as well. No, actually, what's that? So what is that? Sprinkle on a bit of coarse turf in various places makes good weeds. Well, I've got, what's this here? That's scatter. What's that there? Pasture green scatter. Got lots of different ones here. What's that? Dark earth scatter. What's that one? Black tarmac. No, you don't want a black tarmac. I have got these to use. It's a bit of a flock, but I'm going to be using that for somewhere else. I've got somewhere already for that. What else have we got? What's that? light meadow green scatter. What's that one? That's real coal. Don't want that. What's that one there? Summer mixture scatter. Oh right, yeah, I know what that is. Don't want to be using that here. So if I get, what is it? Where's that dark one? Pasture green. Don't want pasture green. Where's that one there? Dark green. I'm just going to get a little bit of this. Just sprinkle it. So it does. I've never done that before. Oh, right, yeah. Hey, yeah, you're right, actually. Weeds. So I'm just going to start a bit more static grass on there. I can see you put your point there. It does. Oh, I like that. Gives it effects of weed. More weeds. It's not going to show up on camera, so there's no point in me showing you that. Well, let's have a look. Oh, yeah. I like that. Right, what was that? Patchy. That's it. I want some... no, I want the muddy, actually. My mistake. Just want a small pinch of muddy. Let's break that up. There we go. Just a small amount of muddy. Because around this pillar here at the bottom is actually still soaking wet. But I want to create a bit of a muddy area. So... build it up. Yeah, it's going brown now. Is that all gone? Yeah. Yeah, that's just giving it a little bit of a brown coat texture to that area. Just build it up. Yeah, that's a little bit better than the green. So it's given different textures of the grasses. In the middle here, I said this is going to have another coating, probably of some more 2 mil just on there. Maybe a skittering of 4. No more autumn will be in this centre area because this is going to there is going to be a path here, and there's going to be a seating area, like a viewing area with some picnic benches. That's the plan. So I think let's have a look at the chat. Jason, what seasoning are you doing for the comp? Where's your footbridge going? The footbridge is going here, but it's got to be raised up. It's going roughly there, but it's got to be raised up, yeah, because it's too low down. Might just be going back a little bit, just roughly where that 6 mil starts. It's going there, but I've just had to repair this footbridge. I went and snapped it, but yeah, it's going there. And it's been sprayed now. The footbridge is going somewhere here. So there's going to be like a path coming on it to a seating area with some picnic benches and stuff, with benches, maybe a little kiddies play area, I'm not sure. A sparse scatter of white and yellow with wildflowers if you're doing summer. I was thinking of doing a snowy scene, but it's a caravan park. You don't go caravan parks in winter, really, do you? So it's going to be like right now, late summer to autumn, maybe just full autumn. So there will be, it's going to be pretty much it's the entire layout's like late summer, early autumn. So there will be a few wildflowers. Obviously, I've got my usual phlox that I put on with my flowers. I've got to do my trees. I've got lots of different colours. I've got my pinks, my reds, oranges for more of the autumn colours. I've got a good mixture, so I will be adding a lot of weed and overgrowth on this area with a lot of different foliage flowers. I've also got some fibre, polyfibre as well to use. That'll be the first time I use for that. But I've got to put a fence in as well along here to underneath this footbridge. It's a lot of working out to do, but I needed to get this done, and I will be getting over the other side. I've just got to cover that hole over there, over this side as well. I've got some more sculptor moulding to do and cover, obviously, to help cover that hole and build up this side to then do the scenics on that side. Then I can put the bridge on. Bo Flymo reckon if I got married on my birthday, then I couldn't forget my anniversary. Hey, just designed picnic benches if you want some. Ooh, fantastic timber. Don't forget, talking of seeing you soon, timber. It's Caravan Sage and Model Railway Society exhibition in 2 weeks' time, I think. What season are you doing? Where's your footbridge going? Just in from a special evening meal. I saw a video where a guy actually got mud from the garden, dried it out through a sieve, and used it. Looked really effective. You can, but you've really got to sieve it because you're doing scale modelling, and soil from the garden does not scale down very well unless it's really fine. Maybe rise the footbridge on some decking. I could do. It's got to be. Its position is it will just sit below the apex of the roof. If I bring my test subject, it's got to be about there. So I've got about an inch. I've got to raise it up by about an inch. So what I'm going to do is when I've worked out the position of it, I'm just going to put some sculptor mould over this area, mound it to sit it on, let it set, and then apply scenics over it. And that's for both sides. Okay? If you catch me drift. Oh, nice. That's happy. Ewan, I love it. Don't say me your mind, Ben. Happy anniversary. Yes, happy anniversary then, Ewan. From myself and everybody here. Crew the 12th, 13th November at Bentley's Legends. Indeed, I'll be there on the 12th, as I'm at another venue on the 13th. Jason, if you're trying to hide the wood loft beam, try and build something like the Rio Jesus statue standing tall in that area. You need the mud from the side of a river. It gives mud, silt, sand, and other grades of stone. Not you need a selection of sieve meshes. Yes, yeah, indeed. Yeah, that will look right at home on that field, Tim. One day I will get round to doing a video on it. He's 6, so I've been married 6. He's 6, so I've been married 6 years. Ah, right. Just catching up on the chat. Only 42. Doesn't look like we're going to be hitting no giveaway this week. Well, what we will do, as it's now reaching an hour and a half of the show. Beautiful engine, says Split Rock. Indeed. It's British engineering at its best. It's a 37. You can't go wrong. Try some mirrors around the wood beam to reflect the scenery. Good idea. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea, Peter. I never thought of that. If you want to hide the beam, Jason, build a bonfire effigy of... Yeah. I need a drink of that. It's made me cough. I'll tell you what. Let's do our third and final shout out of the show, shall I? So our last shout out for tonight's show is a channel on 40, currently sitting on 42 subscribers. I'm hoping, excuse me, I'm hoping, I'm coughing after all that now. I'm hoping to be able to pronounce the name of this channel properly. Absolutely spot on. Let's just bring up their about section. There we go. Right, so this channel is called Linworth Millhampton. Currently sitting on 42 subscribers, and he does have an about section. Hi, this channel is to show the progress of my first attempt at a 00 gauge model railway. Linworth is a branch line terminus station and preservation line station, and Millhampton is a mainline station with a TMD. Designed with the great assistance from the guys on the RM web and built with huge amounts of guidance from the videos such as Chadwick Model Railway, Everard Junction, and others. I hope you enjoy watching his progress. Now, his channel has only been live since the 15th of July. So we're what, 3 months in, he's only on 42 subscribers. So come on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, guys and gals, let's help this chap get this channel booming. 42 subscribers, let's see how many of you are subscribed, because I don't think many of you will be. So yeah, Linworth Millhampton. Now, what I would really appreciate is if you actually went on to his latest video and drop him a message on there saying, and this goes for all the other channels that we ever do shout outs for on this stream, drop them a message on their latest video saying that you're subscribing to them after hearing about them as a shout out on this show, YouTube Tuesday with Barnabas Junction. Drop them that. I'm sure they would really like that, to know that people are giving those channels shout outs, and they'll appreciate it, and they'll come looking for you then afterwards, if you think about it after that, and give you a subscription as well. So yeah, it was on 42 subscribers. Let's have a look what you guys and girls are doing. Let's see how well you are. So there we go. We've jumped up 13 subscribers, already now on 55. So he's passed his first 50 milestone. And I'm sure following on from this stream, it will get more. So if you're not subscribed to this channel, please do check it out. It looks like it's going to be an absolutely fantastic layout that he's building. Excuse me. Let's have a look. Cheers, mate, says Growler. You're very welcome. My new YouTube Tuesday has lasted longer than 45 days. Yeah, it certainly has. Yeah, we're in Series 7. It's been going, 4 years now? 4 or 5 years maybe now. We've been doing this. Crikey, I've been doing it that long. Do you know what? I'm going to have to actually have a look and find out when the very first YouTube Tuesday was broadcast, unless somebody else wants to have a look for me and find me a date. That would be interesting. Northern Rails 44 says sub to all 3 tonight. Fantastic stuff. They look great. Nice to see someone had modelled them, Charleston. Split Rock says he has a good looking fiddle yard. Fantastic stuff. I hope that's worthy of a sub then from you. So yeah, check out. So I'm just going to actually have another quick look and see what he's on now. 57, climbing still. So what was he? What was he on? He was on 42. He's now on 57. 15 subscribers joined his channel tonight. I say, make sure you interact with the channel. Give it some thumbs up on the videos and interact by dropping them a message. Say that you heard about it on the Barnabas Junction YouTube Tuesday. And and click the bell. Select all. So when I found out recently, if you just leave it on the default, you hardly ever get any notifications these days. You've got to select all to make sure you get those notifications come through. So to make sure you don't miss anything. Excellent stuff. So, done. I am 3 years on YouTube this month. It seems longer sometimes, says Tim. Yeah, it does. Hi, Arthur Humphreys. Hi, Jason, and everyone in chat. He says, hello, Arthur, and thank you for joining us. Right, so what we're going to do is we've still got a little bit longer. I'm going to get this other end finished here, up this end. So I'm going to bring the camera over here. Try not to stretch it too far. Oh, fireworks. Someone's setting fire to their money. I'm just adjusting the camera, so bear with me because I've got to get it so it's not pulling on the wire. There we go. So let's get this area all finished off with the remainder of the grass. So again, a bit of PVA is required. Where have I put it? There it is. Obviously, we don't need as much on this area. I think that should be more than enough. Stop. Runny stuff. I'll get my brush, spread that about before it ends up dribbling all over the place. Now, this area over here is actually going to be more overgrown. So pretty much once it gets past this area here, it's going to be exceptionally overgrown. And I need to make sure it's right down there. A nice thick spreading. May have put a bit too much on there, to be honest. So I'm just going to spread that over there. Let's take some of that off. You can take it away. Better move that 37 out of the way, Anna. Thinking about it. I'll take some of that away so it's not as too soggy. Just give that a coat over there, please. That's a bit better. Not too thick now. There we go. Not too thick, but still nice, good coating. Right. I like the orange conduits. What era is this layout set in? Orange conduits? Oh, these? It's just a bit of orange wire, I think I used. What are we on? Oops, I nearly shut the chat down then. Oh, right. Thank you, Flymo. He says the YouTube Tuesday pilot episode was streamed on the 27th of February 2018. So it's 4 years. I thought it was 5. Thank you very much for that. I approve of James Pett being here. Sorry, wrong live stream, says Simon. Clybridge. Did I see Clybridge? Yay! Evening, sorry I'm late. Was working till late. No worries, Clybridge. Thanks for joining us. Currently on 37. Remember, when we hit, and if we hit by the end of the show, we will be doing that giveaway, the mystery prize giveaway. Are we all okay? We are indeed. Right, so this is more of an overgrown. I'm going to put less summer in this and more autumn. I want more autumn in this. So a little bit of summer, just a little bit, and I want the 4mm autumn. Where are you? I've put you down somewhere. Where's the 4mm autumn gone? There it is. Plenty of the muddy as well. Plenty of muddy in here. And a bit of patchy as well. So a bit of 4mm patchy in there as well. Not too much of that. Give that a stir. We've got to stir it, that'll do. Stir that up. break up them balls that are in there as well. Yeah, they're breaking up. Right, that's well mixed. Let's get the lid on. So this is going to be a slightly different texture, colours. Skipsy Junk Trains is in. Good evening, Skipsy. What are we on? 39 viewers. Ooh. So let's go with this. Again, as you can see, the peg is below, but not too low. Now this can be as thick as possible. I want it to be. There we go. That's that covered. Now you're not going to see that very well. Oh, it's switched off. Yeah. Let's take that out. Sit that in there. Now we're going to go straight on with 6mm autumn. Get some 6mm autumn on here now. This is going to be a lot thicker, this is. Now I suppose you could put the different lengths together. You could put 6 and a 10 together, and then make it completely random. But then you wouldn't be able to stipulate, obviously, where you want the really longer to be. All right. So again, now we're going to use the layering spray. And we're going to spray round here along this edge. Just leaving the center area not stickable. Just leave just the very center. In fact, no, actually, no. We'll add a tiny amount to the middle area. We'll concentrate it around at the edges. Yeah, it's coming out good. Good thing about this being I can use it to tap up against. And I don't want it to be like a full carpet. I want it to be patchy. Yeah, that's good. I don't want to put too much on because it will weigh it down. So that's the 6. Take that out now and empty the 6 out. Really didn't need much of that. And then again, certain areas now for the 10. A layer around a lot there, and just on this edge here, the 10. It does squash it down a bit when you try and cover it. Where's my autumn 10? No, it's autumn 6. Where's my autumn 10 gone? There it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually throw in a bit of patchy in this autumn 10. There we go. Just chucking a little bit of patchy. We'll cover them up with a mock-up castle tower. Should be simple enough to scratch build. Yeah, could do. bit like Conway, really. The railway goes through Conway Castle, doesn't it? Not a bad idea. Thank you for all the interesting thoughts. I do fully appreciate them all. Right, that's mixed up. So that's 10mm autumn mixed with a bit of 4mm patchy, just to give it a different. Oh, I have to switch it on, not off. I want this to be quite long. Yeah, that's the patchiness. You can see the patchiness coming through. Yeah, patchiness is really coming through with the 10mm. So this will give a much better effect once it's all been hoovered off. That's it. Yeah, the patches really come well through that 10mm. So hardly put, virtually all the patches come out, and only a small amount of the 10mm. What I'm going to do is just hold that underneath there to get that to stand up. There we go. See it standing up. And as always, the camera is not going to give a true view. Well, that is layering. I don't know. Can you see? Can you see? In fact, I can. I'm looking at the screen, and here you can see a darker area there. That's where the 10mm's gone. Much darker than it is here. You see the lightness. It stops right there, and then it goes darker. That is the 10mm and the patchy. It's created that darkness. Not darkiness. And you can see the grass is sticking up. There you go. Yeah, there we go. It's focused on it. So there you go. There's your viewing of your grasses sticking up. All the different colours. That'll give quite a good view there eventually across to the caravan site, just giving it an idea. And you see you can see there the patchy that's come through. Give it like a browny look. Compare that to that area that's more greener. You see the patchiness there. Looks good. Thank you very much, everybody. Right. So that is static grass layering. As easy as that. You can see where I've added that a bit of scatters on there. You can see them darker patches there. That is actually, I can see that starting to darken off now. You can see the different varied tones along there. Once the PVA glue is dried, the whiteness of it will disappear and it'll become a lot darker. A lot darker. So fantastic, cracking stuff. That is it. Right. So thank you. Oh, McCarville Studios. Good evening. So we've ended up we're on 38 viewers. We haven't struck the big 50 this week. I'm just looking back. It looks that bit looks really, really good. Thank you, Peter. Well, I still need to go get some more brown paint for the base and do more grass, but just not been feeling it at the moment. Need to give me head a wobble, says GWR. The railway goes through the site of the Great Hall of Berwick Castle. Not a likely prospect if you're suggested doing it today. Use the Metcalf kits. I've got some static grassing to do at Blackwood. Just waiting on a new embankment drying out before painting and applying the grass. Jason We'll cover the roof post. Well, yeah, we read that. High Fly with the artist's paints from B&M. Looks good. I can sort of. Okay, just thought it was their artist title. They should be Clybridge. People saying hi to McCarville. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. I can see it now. Hi Flymo. Everyone's saying evening to McCarville. Filled it in well there. It's filled it in well. Yeah, it has. Superb. That will have to be 40 next week. Nope, we're sticking with the 50. The grass looks well, Jace. Thank you. Don't forget some big chunky wall cappings on them retaining walls. There's going to be a fence across the top of this. There is going to be a fence all the way along this. Will be some cappings going on the top, and then behind it there will be a fence. It's come away slightly actually, so I've got to really cover that in. It's not just stayed stuck down, but yeah, there will be maybe a little tiny bit more of a wall top going on it. I'm not sure on that, but there's definitely going to be a fence all the way along here, so don't worry. I find it amazing how watching some scenery work being done is so satisfying. I love doing it. Scenery is one of my favourite parts of modelling now. Really, really enjoy it. I love watching other people do it as well. It gives me some great ideas. Excellent stuff. Right. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to be really cheeky with myself. I'm just going to add a tiny sprinkle of flock colouring. See what happens. Can't see that, can you? Just adding little tiny sprinkle of colouring over this area. It looks like buttercups. And that's it. I don't want to overdo it. You can't. You really cannot see that on camera. But let's take you in for a closer look. See if I can. You see it? Now you can see it. Sorry about the shadow. Just looks like a bit of ungrazed land with some buttercups on it now. Amazing what a little tiny bit of colour can do. Make things pop out. Right. I need to get this top of this painted up a bit as well. Right. Got some dodgy crackle. Anyone? Right. The crackling sound is back. I've just moved something. That's why. I've just moved the microphone. Whoops. I wonder if that's the reason why. I've just moved the microphone again. Might be the microphone that's causing the crackling. I've just moved it to here now. There we go. I thought you had. Yes, poppies for November. I can do that right now. Where's my reds? I do have some red somewhere. Yes, that's a grand idea. I have got. Where's my red flock? Oh, do you know what? Where's my red flock? There's my pink. Ah, there it is. Buttercups and poppies. So this is WWS Scenics Red Flock course. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put a little tiny bit of layering spray on there. Don't want to put too much over, don't want to overdo it. There we go. I think that'll do. Let's show you that. Can you see the red from there? There's a big lump of it there, actually. Let's see if we can just get rid of that. Yeah, got rid of it. Actually looks orange on the camera, funny enough. But that is actually bright red. This is how red it is. It actually looks orange on the camera. I think the camera must have colour problems. That looks orange to you, doesn't it? Honestly, but it's not. That is bright red. As red as a Coke can. Yeah, even the Coke can's looking orange. Huh. Colour rendering is not right. So I'll have to adjust the settings on the camera. But yeah, there we go. It does really look orange. It does. I will take some pictures. Don't worry. You will see the red. There must be a setting on the camera which needs some adjustment doing on it. But I'll take some pictures of that and I'll post them in and you can have a good look. Where's the hooch? It's chilling. Saving the hooch at the moment. Orange Coke can. Yay. Halloween pumpkins. Yeah, it could be Halloween. We'll say it's Halloween then. Right. In fact, I wonder. Let me just try something. Got another camera here. Let's see what the colour is on that camera before we come off. Right. Let me just switch camera. Now it's red. Is that red now? Let's have a look. Yeah. Now it's red. Now you can see the colouring a bit better. Must be a colour rendering on that camera. It's not quite right. I need to do some work on the settings. Yeah, that's definitely red now. Bright red. Oh, let's take you over back up here so you can see the colours a bit better. Excellent. These the plants. Lovely. In fact, just saw see the colour change there. Excellent stuff. Right, I'm going to switch back to the other camera for me now. Right, so that is it for tonight. I hope you found it a bit interesting. Indeed, I hope you have. Thank you very much for everyone for tuning in. We will continue. I'll get cracking on this, get some more scenics on the other side, get the ballasters tracked on. I've got so much I can crack on with now. It's just firing on all cylinders now to get this area worked on and lots of get the footbridge in, Craig, and get cracking. Get this scene all done. I'm really looking forward to getting cracking on it, and I hope you'll look forward to joining me along the way. You're probably going to see so much more done on this if you join me next week. Well, thank you everybody for joining me. Let me just remove that and plug that back in so I can use it. Quick look at the stream. Orange, yeah, red, yes, still orange. Not a big fan. For those in black and white, it's the red.
Now they are red. Oh yes, still looks good. A nice tribute, thank you. It's a red orange, yeah. Poppies caught behind the top dike of a tunnel. Red poppies next to the light covering of snow, the glue. Blood orange, yeah, looks great. Northern, lordy hell, looks so much better with that camera. Grass is coming through much better too. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at the settings on this camera, see whether I can sort out what the colour issue is. Thanks for streaming, says McCarvel Studios. Okay, bye for now, says Peter. You'll bob on now. You've started being a brilliant stream, says Simon Trains. Thank you very much. Give it a go, Timber, says GWR, and I bet you could. Cheers for looking in, says McCarvel. Further fly mode to McCarvel. Right, so that's it for tonight. Thank you very much. Don't forget to check out those 3 channels that we did for the shout out, as always. And I'll see you next Tuesday for a next installment. What will we do? Well, you'll have to join me to find out. So until then, thank you, everybody, as always, for joining me. Take care of yourselves, stay safe, and most of all, keep on modelling. Try for me.